tension in the air right now? I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Good evening, folks. Hey, we're here at the Football Dojo and Training Center. I'm Stan Gooden with the original, the coach, Greg Ennis.
And we got the Babby,
Basin, or what are the bowlers?
the bowlers
Babby Bowlers are in the dojo tonight.
training.
I don't know how, we don't have an alley to go bowling, but I don't know what they're doing back there.
I think that when I saw them, they were practicing their approach and glide
They were doing a lot of stretching
and gliding.
and gliding.
Gliding.
They did have their shoes off.
Is that what that smell was? I
I
thought somebody was cooking rutabagas.
Well, that could be going on back there. Could be going on back there
Maybe.
too. Coach, 1 year anniversary.
We've been doing this for a year.
For a year. It's a 1 year anniversary show. Unbelievable. Is all the only word I got to say about it is unbelievable.
Did you ever think we'd be doing it for a year?
I was hoping a month, and we got that. but-
Well, you know, the funny thing is, when we first started doing this, we thought, are we going to be able to get anybody on here? Will anybody talk to
Is
us?
anybody?
Is anybody out there? Hello?
Are
Is
they
anybody
scared?
out there? Is anybody out there? Well, you know, we were scared to death we wouldn't be able to get anybody on. And we have gotten a number of coaches in the area. And tonight,
Unbelievable.
we got
What word I got to
Coach
say?
Tommy
Tuberville.
Tuberville on tonight.
Who's running for U.S. Senate seat here in Alabama, also former head football coach at Auburn University.
And at TCU,
Texas Tech.
Texas
Texas
Tech,
Tech and Cincinnati and Ole Miss.
and he was the defensive coordinator at the U.
At the U. He has three
National
championships.
National championships at
And
the U.
he worked with Coach Jimmy Johnson
At
down
the
at the
U.
U. So we've got that little gift.
You know, when everybody hated the U, I loved them.
well, it was fun to watch.
I loved them.
Uh,
You know, there's actually a boy from Andalusia that played on that team.
what's his name?
Stanley Shakespeare.
Stanley Shakespeare. He was a receiver, wasn't he?
He played wide out and played wide out for the U.
Well, that is our small guest we have on tonight, Coach
I
Tuberville.
don't know if you can say that.
But man, we are excited to have Coach Tuberville, which I'd mentioned to you about a month ago.
Yeah.
And I think you thought that I was just blowing smoke.
No, you never cease to amaze me.
Well, it amazed me that it finally happened. Man, very, very thankful that he can spend some time with us tonight. And
Well, you know, he loves this area of Alabama.
well, he does, and he's a former coach, and if he doesn't like people and want to get out with people, then he's probably getting
Well, you know,
the wrong thing there with US Senate.
and I'm gonna say this: when I was coaching, and Coach Tuberville was at Auburn, you know, they had the Auburn coaching clinic, and invited the high school coaches up to come, but I'll say this: Coach Tuberville's staff that he had during that time was probably the most welcoming staff
I'd agree with you.
that I have ever been around. Anytime you could call up there and you know, say, hey, I need Coach Lolly to give me a call. I need to talk to him about some tight ends or something. Secretary would take the message to him, and pretty darn quick,
Coach,
somebody would call back and Coach Lolly or whoever you wanted to talk to would call you back and answer any question. They were a very open staff.
Well, you know, they went, we're not here to Auburn, Alabama, but they went there for 6 years in a row where they had Alabama's number.
Oh, yeah.
And, and that's what makes it a rivalry,
If the other team don't ever win, it's hard for it to be a rival.
So, I mean, that kind of, that's when the Saban era kind of took off. It was right there at the end of what the
But-
fear of the thumb.
But, you know, Coach Troubleville's staff was just, I mean, they were just so open and so hospitable to
Well,
you when you went up there.
You know, he also had a charity golf tournament. It's the first time that I met Coach Troubleville. The Camp Aska Tommy Troubleville golf tournament, camp for kids with disabilities.
Yeah.
And
Adults.
Yeah, and adults. And he put that thing on, and it was always fun. You know, he was out there play a hole with you and stuff, and just real friendly. So, I mean, he's got those qualities of a politician. Of course, I guess being a politician and a head football coach kind of go hand in hand.
Well,
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
we are. We're gonna find
But
out.
you know, we are just so excited to have Coach Troubleville. But that is our first guest. We got two guests tonight, Coach.
We got the synthesizer, the playing coach,
The synthesizer. If you listen to our intro music there,
our Bigfoot believing,
Yeah.
synthesized playing.
over at Slocum, Alabama, the Red Tops head football coach and athletic director, Richard Tisdale.
And you know, he gave us the story of how the Red Tops got their name.
He did, and he talked about painting the hats on the fence post red, and it took off from there.
Yeah, well,
But we got him on here tonight too, Coach. So I mean, big.
is he gonna have a synth? I would love for him to break loose playing the synthesizer
I hope he
for
does.
us live.
He's prepared for us. He knows. He's known all week.
Well,
So-
I really do. I hope that I wish that he would.
And we've got some doozies of questions lined up for him.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not holding back this time.
Well, we got them, but you know, we couldn't do this show, Coach, if we didn't have our producers, Joker Graphics in Op, Alabama,
Walt Massey.
Walt Massey Automotive over in Andalusia. If you're looking for a new car, truck, check them out first.
Hey, have you? Well, I know you have. Did you see the price on those Jeep Renegades?
I saw it on Facebook. It was about $17,995.
Yes. For a Jeep.
So you might want to check them out if you're looking for a Jeep.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I've driven one of those little Renegades before, and I say little. They are kind of small, but when you get in it, I mean, we got all five of us in it.
And they don't ride
Very
like
simple.
like a Jeep anymore.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But you know, we say they don't ride like a Jeep anymore, but it'll do everything a Jeep would do. I mean, it's 4-wheel drive. You know, great off road. I mean, they're fantastic.
Well, we got Southern Independent Bank in locations in
And Florella.
Andalusia. Don't forget Florella.
I always forget Florella. I've remembered it now the last 2 weeks in a row.
And Mr. Mattress,
Have you talked to Jeffrey? Will he let me back in?
he's getting a little closer to letting you back in.
I'll bring some donuts.
It's a new year. If you can bring donuts and coffee, that might seal.
I'll take him
seal
some
the deal.
donuts.
So
I wonder if I could sneak in the one in Andalusia when he's not there.
I imagine you could.
I'll make sure to give that a go.
But all those fine folks that help us make this happen. Hey, we're going to have Coach Troubleville on here in just a few minutes. But first, Coach, any big things happening with you this week? Anything, a funny story or anything like that? Go ahead right there, because I want to tell everybody about my rehab, how it finished out.
My daughter had to have 2 teeth extracted. That's what they call it. We used to call it pulled.
Yeah.
They call it extracted. She had 2 teeth extracted because they're getting ready to put braces on them. I had no idea that in the 2nd grade you got braces. I always thought it was like the 8th grade. So during those crucial middle school years, you had to walk around with braces. But no, apparently they put them on at a very younger age, and they say that they don't have to wear them as long. But anyway, before she got her brace or got her extraction, And we had it done right here in Andalusia. Parrish did it, and did a great job. I mean, Annabelle just loves. She's one of the few children that love going to the dentist. She does.
I don't like it.
Well, Parrish does a great job, and he's great with smaller kids. But anyway, on the way for the procedure, we told her we'd stop and get her whatever she wanted to eat. And for some reason, she wanted to go to Arby's. So we went to Arby's, and I found out why. Because when we was in line to get our food, Annabelle said, "And Daddy, I want one of those cookies." Well, I did what any daddy would say. Okay, sure, if that's what you want, baby. You fixing to have this done, let's get a cookie. And I said, "What kind do you want?" She said, "One of them big ones." And I said, "Well, what kind?" She said, "A big one." I said, "Okay." I said, "You want the big chocolate one? You want the big, what do you want?" She said, "I want the chocolate one." And she got it. And I did not know you could make a cookie this big.
This is at Arby's.
At Arby's. She held the cookie up and she said, "Look, Daddy," and it covered her whole face. She said, "Daddy, I got a cookie as big as my face." And the only thing I could think was, yeah, maybe now, but wait till them jaws swell up.
Well, I'm going to have to go by Arby's just to see the cookie.
It was huge.
Just to see the cookie. Well, I finished up my rehab. I got cleared, got released, or whatever you want to call it, just to plug Mizell Wellness Center in Off, Alabama. Their fine staff, therapists.
We did a remote out there.
We did, and man, they got me going and got me back up and moving, and did a fine job. And I highly recommend, if you're needing any therapy, to give them an opportunity to serve you, because fine folks, nice.
They did a great job, didn't they?
Well, hey, we're gonna
got you up and moving.
Up and moving. Don't have to wear them crutches. We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna have Coach Tommy
Tuberville
in just a minute.